Okay, I'm just gonna do my own quick little test to see if the stream's doing okay. Just 1 second, guys. I also want to see if the music's okay too. It's not too loud. Okay, so the stream seems to be doing okay. Music, I think, can come down a little bit. Actually, no, we'll leave the music where it's at. I think it's okay. So as you guys can see, for those who watched the last stream last weekend, we were playing on 2004scape here. We finished with some leather, tanning leather and crafting hard leather bodies, trying our chances at the rare items, any of them really at this point. I do believe that we are currently on the 5th weekend, so that would mean we have maybe 11 weekends left, I think. So still good amount of time for us to get a rare on our account for the first time. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Rune. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we logged out where we left off. I told you guys in my last stream I was going to log in on my own and kill some Chaos Druids. Guys, honestly, I want to complete the Chaos Druid 10-hour looting video, but at the same time, I'm just not currently feeling Chaos Druids at the moment. And that's kind of why we haven't been, or that's kind of why we haven't uploaded the 10-hour looting video yet. I know it's not the greatest excuse, but I mean, you know, as you guys know, and for those who don't know, we don't have the flexibility anymore to play 2004scape. Really, on the weekends is our best time to play now. Let's just put it that way. Let's go, Durs. Durs got a Santa hat last weekend. Too long of a message. Yeah, the Santa hat's a really awesome rare item, guys. It's one of those items that just is very nostalgia, you know, nostalgic. I mean, and yeah. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start, like always. We're gonna bring up the wheel, spin the wheel, and see what we're going to do for the first 30 minutes of the stream. Yeah, thank you for understanding, Rune. It kind of sucks because I mean, I could very well play on the weekdays, but whenever I get home, a part of me just doesn't want to log in. You know, I don't want to spend my evening, you know, playing 2004scape as bad as that sounds. You know, I much rather just chillax, you know, with the family and, you know, recharge, if you will, for the next day. Being a mobile mechanic in the trucking industry is pretty challenging, but rewarding too at the same time. When I say challenging, I mean it could be stressful. I was doing it on call, so basically casual, and I enjoyed it then. I was getting the experience, right? And I was getting the hours, enough hours that I felt, was keeping me comfortable. But you know, when you're doing it full time, it could get pretty stressful. Anyways, I think that's just with every job, though. Okay, let's enough about IRL stuff. Let's just get into it. We are going to go ahead and look in the bank here quickly. Actually, we're going to bank our brown apron and our coif and our rune skimmy, of course. You think Santa hat is too seasonal? It is great though, yeah. Like I said in the last stream, having a Santa hat around Christmas time is going to be a big W. Power, how's it going, guy? I remember seeing you in the stream before. Even Rune says, even I barely get time during the weekday. I would be lucky to get 2 hours and some nights none at all. Yeah. Dersey says, you played a lot. I took last few weekdays off, just some wood cutting at work. Yeah, Santa will be sick for the holidays. I'm just glad I got a wearable rare. Yeah, no kidding, right? I mean, the disc of returning, I think, would be fun to have because you can teleport in the Dwarven Mines, I think, with that. You could teleport to anvil, a couple anvils where you could smith, but then again, that would only be helpful for an Iron Man account, unless, of course, that's not how the disc of returning works here in 2004scape. I know in old school RuneScape, you can use the disc of returning to teleport yourself in the Dwarven Mines. Okay, this is like my third or fourth time now saying this. Let's finally pull up the wheel and see what we're doing today for the first 30 minutes. For our first activity, if you will. Okay. We got 12 different activities today that I put together. You might notice that there's like no agility, thieving, herblore. There's not even like any smithing or you know what, I guess we could, hang on, I want to look at my bank and see if I have any logs for fletching. Oh, I do. Let's go. Okay. We could put fletching up there actually. I didn't think we had any items for fletching. So that's 13 activities that we could do today. I don't have enough ores for any smithing. I mean, I have close to 200 gold ores that I could smith, I guess, but I think I could do that in less than 30 minutes, and then after that I have nothing. I have some silver. Ah, you know what? We could do smithing. We could do smithing. We have some silver ores too in the bank. Okay. Shuffle this again. Disc is cool, but I don't think the telly works. Not sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I don't think it works the same as it does on old school RuneScape. Okay, let's see what we do for our first 30 minutes. And it's not time to give up on old 4scape because here's the thing, there's so much to look forward to. Didn't we start off with mining coal the last time? What the heck? This is like we're getting it again here. I got no problem with that. It's just I do remember last weekend we got mining coal. You know what? That's okay because here's the thing. At least we're collecting coal, right? We're almost at 1,000 coal. We can actually pull out my cat, I think, for this one too. Feed him or her. Affection. Let's go. Cheat on the wheel and cut those uncut gems for a chance at a rare. Oh, that would be perfect for crafting. If we land on crafting today, that we could do that for sure. We have quite a bit of uncuts that I've been collecting. I kind of wish I didn't sell my uncut emeralds. I had a bunch of them, guys. I sold like over 300 uncut, and I'm not even exaggerating. I think I sold 300 uncut emeralds 2 months ago. I sold them to one of the viewers on the friends list, and if I remember correctly, I think it was. I kind of want to say it was Trey that I sold them to. So yeah, today's stream, I'm thinking of streaming for at least 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6, depending on how I feel. I notice though, guys, when I stream, the stream always starts off with a few of you in the chat and on the stream, but then just when I'm about to end the stream, like 20 minutes before I end it, I notice that the viewers go up. It goes up to like 20 viewers, and I was like, that's happened to me in the last past streams, and it's awesome that I have some of you on the friends list here that got lucky with a rare item. There's Rune, there's Durs. So far, you were the two that let me know that you got an item. And I don't think anyone else got an item. Well, I mean, maybe they did, they just didn't really say anything yet. I actually should probably bring a trout with me, a raw trout with me, because I have a feeling my cat's gonna get hungry while we're mining. So the timer does start when we start mining the rock. So how's everyone's feeling, by the way? Holy crap, there's 10 of you now in the chat. Damn, we done some coal mining the last time and we totally forgot to bank this stuff. You know, coal trucks, guys, mining coal like using the coal trucks is okay. The only thing I don't like about it is going back and forth to the bank. I kind of wish the coal trucks was closer to the bank. But at least the coal rocks are closer to the trucks, you know, when we go back to mining here. I'll let you guys know what I mean there. But for those who do know already what I mean, at least that right there, they're a lot closer to each other. I think that's it for coal. Oh no, we have another inventory. Let's go. So we have 800 coal now in the bank. By the way, guys, coal is selling for like 550 to 600 GP. So what do we have in if we were to sell these coals, which we aren't, but just curious, how much would that be? 440k, guys, in coal, just coal alone. That's actually cool. I like that. Hey, German, how's it going? German drummer. One second, guys. I might lag a little bit here. I just remembered something. I'm gonna go to my YouTube Studio thingy and just turn on monetization, because for some reason YouTube doesn't turn that on when you stream. All right. I'm just gonna run the all the way there. I mean, so sorry if that was loud there when I said so, but um, I was reading on the most recent rare collections so far in the game. I noticed that there were a couple players that got a rare item mining coal. So hopefully we could add my name to that, and or add to that list, right? Of mining coal while and then getting a rare item at the same time. You're smelting iron ore, so can't talk much in chat. No problem, Rune. It's okay. When it comes to my stream, guys, I don't expect anyone to talk. I I got I gotten better at talking uh, about different topics, to keep the stream as so it's not as quiet. I mean, I remember when I first started this, guys, I kind of struggled thinking about what the heck to talk about sometimes, because I mean, even though I would have like 5, 10 viewers in the stream, a lot of times, no one would say anything. So I gotten used to it, and it also made me improve a little bit too on my commentary. I know Dursey says I know some guys mining iron and coal and smith or smelting it with magic as they go and got a rare. So superheating. And the music's okay, guys. It's not too loud, right? So yeah, this is what I was talking about. At least the coal trucks are close to where you're mining, so you could easily, I guess, bank them. Well, not bank them, but store them away for now. Let's go to my ignore list. So, oh, I forgot to update this. We sold 2 cats so far in the game for 200 death runes. Yeah, I know. And the two rare items, by the way, is not what you think. It's not like the party hats or anything. Those are rare items from Heart Clue Scrolls. Just to verify that, just in case anyone sees that. Oh, did you actually get 2 rare items? No. just from the hard clue scroll. We completed 11 medium clue scrolls, but got no rare items from that. 14 hard clue scrolls, and I got 2 rare items, which was the rune trim plate body and the rune trim full helm. And so far we killed the KBD 11 times in 12 trips. If I remember, who gave me that idea? Who gave me that tip, I mean? I think it was RPG Live, actually. Yeah, it was RPG, I think, that gave me that tip to use the ignore list as a notepad. Which, by the way, why do I not have him added? I thought I added him. That's weird. I thought I added RPG. Unless, of course, his in-game username is different. I think his in-game username is different from his stream. The volume is fine. Okay, thank you, Rune, again for letting me know. Okay, I'll increase the volume a little bit for the music. We'll try that. Oh, damn, guys, totally forgot to start the timer on the screen for you guys. Let's just go ahead and fill up the coal truck and just call and bank everything, right? And then we'll just call that 30 minutes. Even though that wouldn't be 30 minutes, I think that would be more like 40, 45 minutes. Yeah, we forgot to add the timer to the screen. Well, let's see, we're at 27 minutes in the stream. Let's assume we started at the 20-minute mark on the stream, of course. And because of that, we will go, whoop, wrong. Because of that, we will continue on until 22 minutes, or 23 minutes, sorry. So once the timer hits 23 minutes, we're going to assume that was 30 minutes total. Yeah. I should probably mention this too. We will be streaming tomorrow as well. Yeah, we're going to be streaming again tomorrow. So if we don't get a rare item today by the end of the stream, we have tomorrow to... That uncut sapphire, man, it always gets me now. That's the second time it got me. Thinking it's a blue Halloween mask or something. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll stream again, and that will also be like a 4-hour stream minimum, 6 hours at the most. Today is going to be the same. We're going to be streaming for 4 hours minimum and 6 hours. You've been around 12 minutes since you started? Okay, okay, we'll call it 19 minutes then, or 18 minutes. For the timer on the screen that you guys see right now. Oh my god. No, that time I knew it was an uncut sapphire, sorry. And it's just funny. I think at this point, the devs are just teasing me. Hey, maybe it's a hint, maybe it's like a sign. Hey guy, you're gonna be getting a blue Halloween mask, if anything. That'd be so funny. So I realized in my last two streams, guys, never did any stream highlights for both of those streams. Reason being is because, again, I would have to go through the entire stream, and that would take pretty much. So if a stream is 2 hours long, it's going to take me at least an hour to go through it. Because what I'll do is I'll skim through it, right, until I feel like this is a highlight to mention. Um, Pretty much when I stopped the streams, the last two weekends, I kind of just got off the computer. I just was like, I didn't do any stream highlights for those. Stream highlights would be like timestamps, for or in the description box. That's all that's all what I'm saying there. I think for today's stream though, we will do timestamps slash highlights. So whatever topic that comes up that I feel like is worth mentioning to the viewers that don't catch the stream, so it's easier for them to check out what happened. Another uncut sapphire? Alright, now we better get a blue Halloween mask, I'm telling you. We better get it, guys. Or an Easter egg. Is the Easter egg? Oh, it is kind of blue, huh? Easter egg. I was thinking so. I could make like a quick note or something. That would be pretty smart. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna pull up the notepad. You guys won't see this though. And just do a rough, little. So for the first 30 minutes I'll do on my own. Starting now though, we will keep track of timestamps as we stream. If anything interesting pops up or topic too even. I've been mining here for a few times now throughout my entire time on 2004scaper. Like this, I would say would be about my fifth or sixth time being here, and I never realized this dwarf's name. That's a cool name, actually. You know what? Come to think of it, I think Appear's Way is RPG Live, no? I think so. I think that's him right there, actually. Yeah, no, that name is pretty funny. So I was looking at the high scores too, guys. I was looking at the high scores before I logged in here. I'm no longer on the front page of prayer, and almost stuttering here, almost off the defense high scores as well too. I think I'm ranked 20 something. I think the first 21 players have the front page, and I think I'm getting close to 21. I think I'm like actually just yeah. I'm about to get kicked off the high scores in defense as well. But you know, at least we didn't make the front page the time that we did. You know, we were on the front page in prayer for like more than 2 months there, and we got to top 15 at one point too. I think in prayer, top 15. We were top 10 in defense for a month, I think, and then we fell down to like 16, 15, and yeah, we're almost off the front page in mining, or sorry, defense. A lot of players are training their combat though. They're getting ready. They're getting ready for the Calphite Queen. I'm telling you. You know. Honestly, guys, my main goal in 2004 Escape is to solo the Calphite Queen. If I can't do that the moment she's released, or even a month after she's released, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get that done. Even if it takes us a year to do it, we'll get it done. But don't worry, my channel's not just gonna revolve just around the Calphite Queen. We'll still do random streams where we spin the wheel, of course, and show you guys a bit of training, show you guys training methods that I enjoy doing, and of course go back to training our combat to 90 attack, strength, defense. Once we hit 90 attack, strength, defense, and hit points, we're done with combat, guys. We'll be like about 112 combat, I think. 112 or 113 combat is when we achieve that goal. We're not going to go for a 99. The reason being is because Slayer will be released next year sometime, hopefully in January or February, and when that happens, that is when we'll go back to combat training. And that's probably too when we'll go for a 99. We'll probably go for, honestly, I think 99 strength. You know, this way we can get the our max hit in. I didn't catch what my guy said in chat. I'm gonna assume he said that she was hungry, so we're gonna feed him and stroke her. I mean, I know I keep calling my kitten him and her. It's just confusing right now. I'm confusing myself. We're gonna stick with him. This kitten's a he. Hey, we just might, actually no, never mind. I was thinking we just might get a mining level here, but never mind. So, guys, I was just thinking for the next big update in 2004scape, that should include the Calphite Queen, right? I think the Calphite Queen and maybe the Fremennik Trials quest. Maybe. Does anyone know? Uh, Actually, you know what? I think I could just go to the front page of 2004scape. They have like a roadmap for updates, I think. Yeah, they do. So, so we're currently at, I think, 274, which is, wait, no, we're not at 274 or 273, or even 268. We are currently at 254. I want to, no, we're not even at 254. We're at 245, I think. Yeah, 245, which is quest journals and choppy hats, maybe? Wait, no? Actually, no. I'm reading this wrong, guys. I apologize. We're at 241, which is special attacks. I do think we got various tweaks to the game already. I do think we have... Yeah, we're definitely at special attacks, maybe various tweaks to the game, I think. Let me check. Yeah, we are there. Yeah, the border of the game interface is narrower. And what else is there? So what is that? June 21st. So I guess we're at June 21st in the game right now, 2004. Which would mean the next big update should include the Nature Spirit quest, Priest and Peril, easier to rearrange bank, maybe quest journals and choppy hats, maybe with agility, something with agility and potions and parties. So two of the things you could get from your agility arena. Okay, so the agility arena will be in the game, which is the Brimhaven agility arena in the next big update, I think. And then there's of course two new potions: agility potion, super restore potion, and then some party room changes. And new random events, maybe. Maybe we'll also get the Death Plateau quests, maybe? Hopefully we get the Calphite Queen in the next big update too. That would be the quest situation in the Sands quest. Alright, so the coal truck is full. It's 18 minutes, we'll call it there. It depends on revision, on what revision we get. We add 244, but we might skip a revision or two. Oh, hoping we jump right to revision 270. So 270 would be the Fremennik Trials. Yeah, that would include the Fremennik Trials, a couple more quests in the game, and the Calphite Queen, the new potions, of course, that I mentioned. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. That would be awesome if we get the Fremennik Trials and the Calphite Queen. That'd be some big gameplay right there, guys. And then there's the Troll Stronghold quest too, which adds more trolls to the game, mountain trolls that we could train on and stuff. All right, we'll get the coal another time. We should have over maybe close to 950 coal now, with 826 of them in the bank. But in the coal trucks, we have like maybe 3 or 4 trips of coal there. Okay, let's go up and well, let's take the timer off and we'll pull up spin the wheel again and see what we get this time. And there's no back-to-back, so if we get mining and coal again, we're gonna respin. I will take it. I will definitely take this one. I'm actually looking forward to this one because we have what we need in the bank for fletching. So we could just chill here. We don't have to go anywhere. We could just chill. Let's go get my kitten here, just because, in case he's hungry, gets hungry or something. We don't have to worry about him running away when he's outside there. Alright, we have some logs that we could make some arrow shafts into, I think. We'll start off with that. Alright, doing this for 30 minutes, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and time this here, 49, that was about the 49 minute mark. Started fletching. Pizzazz mentioned it probably going to be either July 13th or September with KQ next based on how complete the revisions are. Okay. I see that Christmas crackers are selling for like 55 mil, 60 mil on the market, but there are players trying to sell them for 100 mil. I don't think the KQ will necessarily bring in players, but I know the Fremenic Trials quest will, when they see that Berserker Helms and Warrior Helms and Archer Helms are in the game. I think that quest will for sure bring in some players again. The reason why I say I don't think the Kalphite Queen will bring in players is because the requirements to fight the Kalphite Queen is pretty high. You know, you want to at least have 80 plus stats, or 75 at the most, or minimum, to fight the Kalphite Queen comfortably, and also, yeah, just finding a team to fight to fight the Kalphite Queen. My secret rivalry that I have in the game currently, he or she is like currently got the goals that I want. They have 90 attack, strength, defense, and hit points. Well, maybe they have 91 hit points now, but their range level went from like 45 to 80 plus. They're close to 80, I think. They got to 80 range within 2 weeks, I think. from 45, which is, to me, is kind of crazy, but at the same time, they're very well prepared for the Kelphoid Queen now. Assuming that's what they're going for, you know, that's what I'm going for. That's why I'm training my account. I haven't trained my combat stats though in the last month. You know, it's been a month now since I actually trained my combat level. We've been sitting at 105 combat for over a month now. If we were still on the same schedule that we definitely would have been like 109 combat by now. Definitely. Maybe even 110 actually. Slayer will be huge, yeah. Slayer is going to definitely bring in players too. Personally, I think a big wall to bring in new players is just starting so far behind everyone else. That too, that could be too why new players don't want to get into the game, because but you know, we are a pretty small community too, so that could be it too. Maybe that's a turn off for them. And then progression is so much slower in 04, yeah. Until we get the make X option for cooking and everything else, I think that will for sure bring in players. Maybe that's what some players are waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for the cook X option, and which we'll be getting actually this year, actually sometime. Once that's in the game, we should have the make X option for other skills as well. For spinning flax, making arrow shafts, you know. So if I just for some reason stop like gaming out on the screen here, guys, for you, like if I'm just standing there, chances are I'm writing down notes for the stream highlights and stuff. It is almost impossible to catch up to the majority of the player base. It was definitely a lot easier getting in early days compared to now. I'm glad that I joined the time that I did. I didn't totally miss out on free-to-play experience in free-to-play worlds. I got to experience that, which was nice. Alright, we have willow logs, and I think that's all we have, really. I think we got rid of all the oak logs that we had. And I don't think... Wait, can we make willow longbows? Yeah, we can. Sweet. you feel like a new player can get as much GP as he needs doing it. That's what I was thinking too. I said this a couple times in my videos. I was like, about playing 2004scape. Like, if anything, I said now's a good time to start playing because of the prices, right? Spend a couple of hours picking flax, you already got like a 600k bank or even like a 800k bank. I think flax is like, what, 300 GP? Yeah, 600k, sorry. I don't know what my guy said in chat, so I'm gonna assume that he said that he's hungry. And we're also going to show the kitten some affection as well. I think the fun in it for me is because of the current size, at least for me. I've been Iron Manning it for the most part, but having the ability to speed up some things with the market is nice. That's a good way to look at it too. The prices, like I said, pick some flax for a couple of hours, have a 600k bank, and then you pretty much have full rune armor right there ready to go for you once you get the requirements. You know, buy yourself maybe some black armor G items. I don't know how much they go for, but damn, I just realized, guys, we still have a full rune trim armor set that we need to get rid of. I don't think they go for 1 mil anymore like they did 2 months ago, but I would very much like to sell my full rune armor, like full rune trim. We have the cut, shield, plate body, the plate leg, and we have the full helm. We have 2 pieces. Would like to sell that. I'm not much into that right now currently. I would even make like a bonus to my offer of selling my full rune trim. I would give you an extra rune trim full helm with it for free. Actually, I'm gonna post that on the market right now. We're gonna look into selling the rune trim armor today, hopefully. Plate body T. No one's buying it. Wow, the full rune trim armor has went down drastically since the last I checked. It looks like it's barely 600k now. So what is that, 200? So 300. Yeah, full rune trim armor is like 500k now. It went down. So let's go, yeah, let's go 500k. Sure, you won't have like 50 mil like someone who's been playing for months. I was a little late reading that chat, sorry. There was definitely a higher recruitment and higher retention of players during the FTP days because you felt like you were getting in on the ground floor. For sure, yeah. Alright, I made my post for the armor. Yeah, like 2 months ago, the full rune trim was selling for like 1 mil, 900k. And I do believe last month I did check. It was like at 800, 700k. I think I invested in the rune trim armor at least 600k. So 42 Fletching, no. Let's go. What time was that? What was the you know what? We don't have to timestamp that. There's only 42 Fletching. It was a long-winded convo left myself. The rares are disrupting the economy for sure. The old rares from clues now aren't really even considered rare anymore. So that would mean Ceradomin fell in price too then? I last I checked, I think full Ceradomin was like 2.5 mil. You know, when it comes to free, I know this is kind of changing the subject here, but when it comes to when we were talking about the free-to-play experience and free-to-play worlds, I totally missed out on F2P PKing because back in free-to-play worlds, the clans were more active. Right now, they don't seem as active. I think they're still around, but they're barely holding on from what I'm seeing. Rangers are dropping a couple mil as well. They were like 19, 20 mil like a few weeks ago. I think they will continue to drop honestly. Clues were bound to go down because they only go up in supply. Yeah, that's that's exactly right too because the more players hunt for clue scrolls, the more rare items we'll get from it. I often wonder how many sets of Saradomin we have in the game. That would that'd be nice to know. Or even full set of Zamrock. I know for sure I would like to own a full set of Zamrock, I think. Well, almost a full set. I do have the Dragon Square shield for my shield slot, so I wouldn't really need the Zamrock Kite shield. For how many players won 3 pairs of Rangers for real? Rangers were already over price. They were. I felt like the price for Ranger boots were up there as well. It's only like that because few were in the game. Yeah, lots of clans were FTP, PKing. 43 Fletching, let's go. Yeah, yeah, all the clue rewards will continue to go down. Looks super fun. It's a double-edged sword through, or though, because there's inflation, sorry. Also keeping them high. Inflation also is making GP go down constantly. Lower player count equals low inflation though. It's definitely material economy, items and resources. FS worth more than GP a lot more than GP a lot of times. I know I'm butchering butchering some of this reading. The more players, the faster GP's value get eroded. You're good, bro. We don't mind. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I can't wait till they add the make X option for this because, man. Alright, we have like 7 minutes left of fletching. we're getting low on willow logs right now, so hopefully the timing works out here. Because if we still have like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes left of fletching, we're gonna have to go and cut some oak logs outside in the bank and continue with that, I think. I don't think there are any willow logs nearby, willow trees, I mean. So we'll have to cut the oak trees instead. I don't know, maybe there's some willow logs in the distance there. Oh, there is. Look at that. I was thinking so because I was looking at the mini map or the compass and noticed that there was water nearby. So normally where there's water, there's willow trees. Just nice to have a chill stream. Yeah, yeah, word. Deadass, laughed my ass off. I didn't do any fletching till rares. So yeah, that's me too. That's me as well. I wouldn't have 40 plus fletching right now if it wasn't for the rare items, guys. I would still be sitting at like 20 something fletching. My fletching level was very low. It was like only like 20 something. But with rares, we leveled up our fletching level quite a bit here, 20 plus levels. I don't really have a goal for fletching, honestly, but I mean, if I had to choose a number for fletching, would like to at least try. I would like to at least be able to make a yew longbow on my own, so I can, make my own yew longbows and then later high elk them. I don't know what fletching level that is. I want to say like 70 something fletching for that. It'd be like 100% pure profit if I do it on my own. Like collect my own nature runes and bowstring. That's kind of what I'm trying to do with steel plate bodies at the moment in smithing. That's why I'm collecting coal as I go. I know it's not a lot of coal right now, but to me it's a lot. Having 900 plus coal right now, almost 1,000. What is that? 500 steel bars, so that would be like 100 steel plate bodies that I could high elk into GP. 100 times 100, or yeah, 100 times 1200. What is that? 120k in high elk. I know it's not a lot, but I mean it's something. Something I could, high elk later on and add some more GPs to the bank. If anything, I think fletching or spinning flax is the main moneymaker here. Probably the best moneymaker in the game right now. 500 GP for bowstring is kind of crazy. That's like almost 200k an hour, I think. Alright, I caught that message this time. All he wants is attention. "44 fletching, let's go." It's like this, there's more ranger boots in the game, but also more GP in the game. So it ends up a constant balancing act. But also every player really only needs one pair, eventually demand will be filled. Yeah, about the Ranger boots, if Pizzazz ever does a podcast again, and if I get a chance to ask him a question, I would like to ask him, how many Ranger boots do we have in the game? Something like that. That'd be, I think, interesting to know. I would think at least 100 Ranger boots, maybe, in the game, would be my guess at the moment. There's got to be at least 100 players with the Ranger boots in their bank. Would be pretty dope for another pod. For sure, yeah, right? I was thinking when Paz, I think his name is, and when he was doing those podcasts, I was thinking that um, he would continue with them because he said in his last podcast that he was going to, try to find other players to interview, if you will, for the podcasts. And, at the time, I was very, my veil, my my schedule, I mean, at the time, I for sure would have been able to attend it, but right now I don't think so. I don't know. It really depends on when he was doing those podcasts and then uploaded it to the channel, his channel. I was for sure down for um, those podcasts, but I never really got an invite. But like I said at the time, I was pretty available because of my schedule. Okay, so that's 30 minutes, guys. We're gonna move on to something else though. We've gained what? 3 fletching levels, I think? Or 4? I think 4. No, 3. We got 42, 43, and 44. Let's move on to something else here, guys, now. Let's go, guys. We are finally getting into training our attack level again using the Dragon Mace. This will actually be my first time using the special attack with Dragon Mace, believe it or not. I have yet to use the special attack with the Dragon Mace. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the timer or the highlight. That was probably about that time. Where should I go train though? Oh, I know where I can go train. I know exactly where I can go. It's just fun to pick on Pizzazz brain on stuff. Yeah, those were fun to watch. I think he might have quit, took a break. Yeah, pause, right? I was thinking so too, that he might have quit or taken a long break. I love the art on the D mace. Looks sick. Yeah, that's why I like to run it sometimes, you know? It You don't see it very often in the game. Very underrated weapon in the game. I actually might make a video on the Dragon Mace actually. Share some training spots with those who don't watch the streams but like the videos. Oh, better feed my cat. That's why I came to the bank. I just remembered why I came to the bank. I almost left without feeding my cat. And that wouldn't have been good. He would have ran away. We already had one kitten run away from us. Oh, damn, I didn't even see what I hit there with that special attack, that last one. But I looked like I hit him very hard, though. I was turning on the timer. Almost forgot to turn the timer on. Like I said, guys, it's been over a month since we actually trained our attack level. We were training it a little bit at Chaos Druids, if you know, if you want to count that, but officially training our attack level, it's been a while. So it kind of feels nice being back in combat. Or it feels nice training my combat level a little bit here. Even though it's only for 30 minutes, at least we got the feel here. Now, training combat is something I could definitely spend hours on versus skilling. I do believe 84 attack will get me to 106 combat. It's either 84 attack or 83, I don't remember. Oh, totally forgot to bring my Ring of Wealth with me, guys. Oh well. I'm sitting. Oh, okay. I was. This is how you know it's been a while training your combat, especially at Moss Giants. I'm standing here or sitting here, right, thinking, why did I bring a fire staff and some nature runes? What item could I possibly high elk? And I remembered it's black square shields, and I do believe they drop mithril square shields too, or mithril kite shields, one of the two. No, it's actually not either of those. It's the steel kite shield. So the high alchable items that I like to high elk at Moss Giants, guys, is the black square shield, the steel kite shield, and there's another item there that I like to high elk. What was it? Oh, the mithril swords. I do believe Moss Giants drop the mithril swords, so that's like another little item that I like. I like to high elk. There's the black square shield. Let's go. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I was trying to make it look like I totally forgot, or that I misclicked on the square shield or something, and I was gonna high elk the. No, not today. We're keeping the square shield today, guys. Imagine that though. I go try or misclick on the black square shield without noticing, and then I go and high elk it right away, and then high elk my darn dragon square shield. How much is the dragon square shield? I bought mine for 1.2 mil basically. I bought the I don't know if it's left shield half. I bought the one in the Legends Guild for 750k, and then I bought the other half for like 500k, I think it was, so that's like 1.2 mil. Plus I paid Index 50k to smith it for me. So yeah, 1.2 mil basically. Oh my god, right? Oh man, misclicking a high elk on your party hat would suck. That would be an instant quit, take a long ass break, you know, type of day. Laugh aloud, misclick high elk, high elk a few times. You did? Man, yeah, 1.2 mil I felt was pretty good. I remember when the Dragon Square Shield Legends Quest was first released, people were selling the Dragon Square Shield for 2.5 mil, even 3 mil. I do remember it trying to sell for 5 mil, but I don't think it ever did. What? Players are trying to sell a Square Shield for 3 mil? And players are buying them for 2.3 mil. What? The Dragon Square Shield went up in price? That's crazy. Someone bought one 2 days ago for 2.8 mil. So you're telling me I have a 3 mil shield right now? A shield that's worth 3 mil? 2.5 mil? That's awesome. So I got it just at the right time. Nice. You high elk dragon bones once. Yeah, dragon bones aren't very or aren't cheap. What are they now? Are they 2K, 2.5K? But players are trying to buy for 2.1K, 2.2K for dragon bones. As if dragon bones went up in price too. They went up in price double. Like they're I remember I checked last I checked they were selling for 1.1K. That's crazy that they went up in price double since I last checked. Damn, that is crazy. I don't even think that's worth the prayer XP anymore. Like to bury the dragon bones by yourself. I think at that point, bank the dragon bones too and sell it. You know, the way I level up my prayer too is through baby blue dragons anyway, so it's not like they are a pretty rare drop. What, like what, 1 out of 8,000? Yeah, dragon bones went up in price. 2.5K is the highest price, and then the lowest price is 2K. It's around there. The price right now are crazy. Yeah. So when you got viewers like the Power telling you, "Oh, I think it's time to give up on 04scape," no, guy. If anything, now's the time to get into it. Train your range level to 60 plus or 50 plus, maybe 60 plus, and then go to green dragons and safe spot them. Make some money. So dragon bones are 2K plus. What about dragon hides? Green dragon hides. What are they selling for? 2K as well. That is crazy. That's 4K. Wow. One of these days I'm gonna have to go to green dragons actually soon actually. I think on the wheel we have range. Yeah, we have range and then we have dragons. So if it lands on that, we can go ahead and make some money there. I don't think I'm going to bury the dragon bones, especially if they're worth 2K, 2.5K. At that point, yeah, no, I'm okay without the XP. I'd much rather have the GP rather than the XP. It's Iron Man mode time. I ain't paying people that much. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how players can afford that though. You know, we got two players today trying to buy them for 22 or 2.2K. And then just 12 hours ago, we had another player trying to buy 1,000 dragon bones for 2.2K. The market is pretty frozen though, nothing buy or sells and not fast anyways. That too, yeah. I guess it's just a matter of seeing if you guys are online at the same time Uh, yeah, pretty much. Dragon hide and dragon bones do actually sell though? Yeah, I remember D-Hive moving fast. I found since rares though, a lot of stuff has got a bit locked up. Can't sell or buy. People are only after certain stuff. Yeah, it doesn't help too that we only have like 200 players on the daily, right? And maybe out of those 200 players, 30 players actually can afford this stuff, right? Maybe 50, I don't know. I know for sure I couldn't afford Dragon Bones at 2.1k, 2.2k, let alone 2.5k. Hell, I can't even afford my own gold ores if I wanted to. Gold ores are selling for 950 GP right now, 1k. You know, I could afford them in small quantities, but I couldn't afford them in big quantities. I think I said that right. Like if I was thinking of like getting some quick smithing XP, good smithing XP using my goldsmith gauntlets, the most gold ores I could buy would be like maybe 300k is what I could afford at the moment. I just can't believe my Dragon Square Shield went up in price. That's to me is awesome. It kind of makes me think if I should sell it or not. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could rock the Rune Trim Kite Shield, but and lose out on a little bit of defense bonus. But I mean, the Square Shield too does look nice with the Dragon Med Helm and the Dragon Weapon. Three Dragon Weapons or Dragon items. Sorry. You know. You were hoping for 400 average after spec update, but that was probably wishful. I was hoping for that too. I was hoping for like 400, 500, right? And not only just hoping for it, that was my guess. That was my guess. A 24, a 24 spec. A 26 spec. Let's go. There's 400 on the weekends though at least. Seems to be only 250 today and it's Saturday peak time. Even in the morning when I grind before work, it was 83 players on Wednesday. You got your first Dragon Square shield after 40k Shadow Warrior kills? Wow. 40,000 Shadow Warrior kills. You must have gotten like a lot of herbs too out of it, and I think Shadow Warriors are also known for. Did you ever get the Rune Spear drop from Shadow Warriors? I think they dropped the Rune Spear, right? Game still feels pretty busy though. I think Slayer release will boost the player count. Yeah, I think so too. I think Slayer will for sure bring in some players, and not just Slayer, but the Fremennik Trials quest. Once we have Berserker Helms and all of that, I think that will also attract players to come back and play. Hey guys, I know at the beginning of the stream I told you guys I was going to be streaming for at least 4 hours minimum today, but we have a bit of change of change of plans here. I mean, which does require me to get off a little earlier. So I'm thinking, guys, after this, after Moss joins, we're gonna go ahead and do one more activity for the stream, and end the stream after the 2-hour mark instead, because after all, it is a Saturday, right? And I was hoping to get away with like 4 or 5, 6 hours of gameplay today for today's stream. But for sure, tomorrow, Sunday, you guys for sure can count on me to stream for 4 hours. For sure. Sunday is more like a relaxing day for me and the family, so where we just chill at home, that sort of thing. However, we did have a bit of change of plans. So, which does require me to have to log out earlier, unfortunately. But we're not ending the stream after Moss joins. We're going to do one more activity, like I said. That will take us past the 2-hour mark. I was hoping for more, but the rare event seems to be a slow death, honestly, and my concerns really after the 4 months is over might be might be the funeral. I had that in the back of my head too. I'll be honest. I thought to myself, a couple of times, after this event, after the rare events are done, and no one's got their rare item like they wanted, for sure they might quit officially, especially for a while. Maybe not officially. Let me reword that. They for sure will quit and won't return to the game until the game gets to a certain point, like maybe Slayer or Barrels. Either way, the true 2004scapers will stick to the game. Not just true 2004scapers, but those who just enjoy the game regardless, right, of the updates and stuff, regardless of what we have and what we don't have. They will stick around for sure. I know I will be. I will be sticking around, guys, for sure. I want to experience the entire thing, Seeing the game change from the current interface to what we had like a month ago before the special attacks were released, that was pretty cool to see. It's more clean, like, the game, the interface anyways, the inventory too. your inventory, the skills, like seeing the special attack bar at the bottom, sorry. You know, that's awesome. Very nostalgic. Something I've never got to experience in the past because I started playing late 2006. So getting to relive this, or maybe not necessary for me, but getting to experience this is what keeps me in the game. I don't care so much about my bank. You know, I don't really care much of being like a rich player in the game. I only care about the experience overall. I think that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, Rune Spear and Javelins allow a ton of gems and herbs from Shadows, and 50 of each key half. Oh wow, 50 key halves, huh? Of each. That's like 50 glories. That's definitely going to bring the price down a bit for glories, which is a good thing though. You know, glories at 200k, even for me, well, maybe not even for me, but for me personally, 200k for a glory, I just something I didn't want to invest in. And not just that, something I can't afford. So hopefully that definitely brought down the price of glories. I want to check that now. I want to see how much a glory costs now. So glories, oh, no one's buying them or selling them. What the heck? That is weird. That would make sense though, because one of you guys in the chat said something about some items being put on hold or something. Can't people are only after certain stuff. You found that since rares, a lot of stuff has got a bit locked up. So that's probably where that comes in. You know, why there's like no one selling or buying the glories at the moment. I know I would be interested in a glory right now for like 150k. Someone sold 15 glories for 150k 2 days ago. Wow, that guy's pretty lucky. 15 glories for 150k. What is that? 2.2 mil. Wow. I wonder if I should camp Shadow Warriors when I go back to training my combat. Just kind of miss out on the prayer XP. We're already off the front page anyways, so no sense in, you know, worrying about baby blue dragons or the prayer XP anymore. I would like to get 75 prayer though. That's the thing, guys. I would like to knock out 75 prayer eventually. Before, at least before the Calphite Queen gets released in the game. Hang on, I gotta catch up on chat here. I think a lot of us were calling this out early, even the first week of rares, but nobody even listens to us. And Def, they need an update ready by the end of the 4 months, for sure. That's actually a good way to put it too. I think I agree with that one. If they don't want to risk a lot of players just dropping the game, like pulling an Andy off a Toy Story, you know, when he says, I don't want to play with you anymore. If they don't want their player base doing that to them right now, like the devs, they gotta have an update ready. For sure, I think I agree with that one. But you know, again, no pressure too. I don't like when players put pressure on the devs. Like they are a small team. I don't like to put pressure on them either too at the same time. So we're just gonna have to wait and see how it goes, guys. I know for sure some of us will stick around and some won't. Either way, in the future, a year from now, we'll have Slayer, we'll have the Dragon Skim, we'll have maybe even the fight caves, right? So we'll have barrels too. So once we have all that stuff in the game, we will for sure gain some players along the way, for sure. And then, once the devs are good with the updates and no longer going further, I hear they're going up to 2006. And after that, I don't think they're going into 2007. I don't think they are. But once they're done with all the updates, that will be truly the day. I actually don't know how to put this honestly, but I honestly don't know where I was going with that one. But all I know is that after the game's done being updated with releases and stuff, it will be interesting to see what the player count is then. I think for sure though it would be more than what we have. I think it will be at least at that mark we want it to be, like 400 or 500. At least me and who was it that said that they wanted 400 or was hoping for 400? Uh, oh, a dumb Twitch TV said that. You were hoping for 400, 500. Oh, look, let's go! My cat grew up into a full-grown cat. We could sell this cat before we end the stream, guys. We do have one more activity, though, before we end the stream. That's the thing, too. That's the thing. Another 100 death runes coming in to play. We're gonna keep selling cats in the game until we hit the 1,000 mark for death runes, and then we'll call it there. We'll keep our 11th cat. Wow, I need to catch up on the chat big time here. They kind of put themselves on a timer. If people don't get a rare and there's no update ready, that's a huge yikes. I know Josh was saying you put a 4-month timer until your gamer dies. Yeah, I'm sticking around as well. I'm also not the average player. A lot already quit break weekdays because carpool tunnel exists. I know Josh said IRL issues, but it has a lot to do with the rares. Agreed. It's just fun to experience the game again. I was pretty vocal about the 4-month and the weekend thing being an issue, but nobody really cares. Can't make glory Z. Oh, okay. So at least you get the uncut dragon stones that you could maybe sell. Right? Maybe, if you're looking for the GPs. Laugh my ass off. Dead people coming back for Slayer. Year from now. They put the pressure on themselves by making it 4 months though. You can't blame the player base. There's a core group of grinders, around 100, that are always online that helps keep the server going. You know, a year sounds like a long time, guys, but look at 2023, for example. I don't know why I think 2023 here, but that was 2 years ago. Look how fast time went, you know? So if you feel like a year is a long time, my guy, you you should look back at the last couple of years. Look how quickly it went. Look how quick 2025 went, you know? They put I read that one. I read that one. You could have made it 6 months, 8 months, 2 years, etc. I'm online now for the first time in the week. Been playing for 2 hours now, almost. Wes, welcome to the game, guy. If you are just joining in on 2004scape here. Did 2024 even happen? Right? That's what I'm saying. Did even 2023 happen? You know? Like I said, I don't know why my mind goes to 2023, but it does. And I mean, look at COVID too, for example. COVID just was like the everywhere on the internet in 2020, right? Everyone was mostly home, and look where, 5 years now from since COVID, you know. Time really flies, guys. Okay, we're past 30 minutes. What the heck? Let's go ahead and teleport out of here. We'll go to. Good thing we have the RD teleports, because that's where we need to go sell our cat. Couple holes in the foot, then we back, I guess. I don't know that figure of speech there, what you said there. Uh, derp. Derpson. I kinda do, but at the same time I don't. For me, 2020, 2025 felt like 3 months. Honestly, it's just a blur. I'm right there with you, Chaos. That's what I mean. It's like, what the heck? Where did that time go? Living in a constant state of fear, panic, or propaganda, stress, worry, level out, time just evaporated. hmm So yeah, when I think a year, I just think to myself that it's not going to take long, guys. 2 years is a different story. To me, 2 years, yeah, feels like forever. We're gonna have to wait, but luckily for us, we don't have to. Next year is going to be a lot of awesome updates that will happen for 2004scape. And honestly, I'm not at all worried about the game dying, even after the rare event, but we for sure will lose out on some players here after the rare event is done. We'll for sure lose out on some players here. We might very well be sitting at like 100, 150 on the daily, no longer 200, That's what I think. But that's okay though too, because when the Fremenic Trials quest gets into the game with the Calphite Queen and with the what was it, super energy pots will be added to the game too. So the Cook X option too gets released into the game this year sometime too. I'm not sure if it will be released with the Calphite Queen, sorry, or the Fremenic Trials quest, but I mean, once we get that Cook X option, that's going to change things too, and that will definitely bring in some players too, I feel. All right. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel again. This is our last activity for the stream, guys, so hopefully it's a good one. Come on, range giants. Let's freaking go. We got range. We got range, guys, for our last activity for the stream. I couldn't ask for anything better. I was hoping it wouldn't land on woodcutting. It almost did. We can get back into training our range level here too, and it's on giants, so we could either go moss giants. We were just there though. We're not going moss giants, no. But we will for sure go to either. I feel hill giants are kind of. I mean, the limp root drops though, right? That would be nice, I think. Either hill giants or ice giants. Let's get rid of the bronze arrows, I think. Bring the ring of wealth. Couple bad decisions and back and forth feedback, and we come back to good news. First, time is for different work areas. You know, I think I'm gonna go train on ice giants here, guys. I think I'm gonna go ice giants because I did get lucky before with the loop half. I do believe we have, yeah, we have 3 loop halves. And I have a spot where I like to kill them too, so I'm gonna go ahead and train on ice giants, I think. Oh damn, I should have brought. Oh wait, what? What? I thought I sold my cat. Oh my god. You know what? We'll just sell the cat in tomorrow's stream. I think we'll start off the stream tomorrow with selling the cat. It's whatever. I could have sworn I said, yeah, you have a deal, and I guess I was supposed to click on the dialogue a couple more times, like with the chat dialogue. I guess I was supposed to click on that a couple times, and I just didn't, I guess. Or maybe that's just a sign for me, hey guy, no more selling cats, just keep him. Oh man, I can't wait until I get black D-hide armor, guys. I'm getting tired of looking at the red D-hide and looking like a noob at 105 combat with 66 range. Oh man, I can't wait. That will be the day. That will also be the day for me right there. Being able to equip black D-hide again in the game. Yeah, 60 with 66. I'm getting there. I think I'm about 12 hours away from 70 range, guys. Depending on my training spot, I could get it in 10 hours if I was to invest in like iron darts or iron knives, maybe. I think I could save myself 2 hours there. But because I'm using the magic short bow, guys, we're about 12 hours from 70 range. Alright, let's kill ice giants for 30 minutes, guys, and we're gonna call it there for the stream. Unless, of course, you guys want to see another activity for the stream. If I can get maybe 3 ones in the chat, like the number 1, I'll do another activity and then call it there. So that would take the stream to 3-hour mark instead of the 2-hour. Let me know, guys. We're gonna tank out the ice giant though. This is why we brought the amount of cooked tunas right now. We could very well tank out the ice giant for a little bit and not worry about dying or anything because of the cooked tunas. We have to get rid of these cooked tunas. I had these originally for my cat, but they don't eat tuna, which is surprising because my cat IRL loves tuna. So that I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, we got the 3 ones. We'll do another activity here after this one then, and then for sure we'll call it there, I think. Yeah, that's the beauty of having 85 defense guys in the game. Tanking out ice giants, I could even tank out greater demons too, you know, sometimes. When I was doing that 10-hour looting video using range, I was tanking out the greater demons for a bit there. I didn't really have to worry about getting KO'd or anything like that. Oh crap, I just realized this is multi-combat. Still shouldn't be a problem though, I don't think. You don't elk the swords? The iron swords? No. Or the iron two-hand swords? No. They're only like, what, a 100 GP high elk, I think? If they were still two-handed swords, for sure, because I think the still two-handed swords stay high elk for 600 GP. These only, yeah, they only high elk for 168, still, or the iron two-hand swords. If they're not more than 300 GP in high elk, I don't bother high elking. Which is why I like to also high elk the mithril sword. I think the mithril sword high elks for... Oh, it actually high elks for 507. So yeah, if it's more than 300 GP in high elks, I will high elk it. But if it's less, I don't bother. Unless, of course, I have a bunch of items like that. It's that I can high elk, such as... like if I had 1,000 two-handed iron swords in my bank, oh for sure I would high elk that for sure. 1,000 iron two-handed swords, that's 168k high elk. And that's of course I mean if I have my nature runes, like I got them on my own. Zorian says, laugh my ass off. I'm 106 combat and 68 range. So we're pretty alike then, almost there. Got similar stats and combat level. Yeah, like I said, guys, earlier, I could have very well been 109, 120, or 110 combat, sorry, if I had the same schedule I did a month ago. Actually, no, it's been more than a month now. I think it was July 7th when we started. Yeah, July 7th when we started full time. So it's been over a month now. Chaos said, "Oh, these are old chats. Sorry, guys. I, for some reason, didn't see them." Uh, Chaos says, "Just hit 70 right now. Congrats, guy. Congrats on 70 range. You got the Black D'hide armor unlocked." I don't see myself having the Black D'hide armor unlocked until probably another 2 weeks, I think. Like I said, guys, weekends are like the best time for me to play. I honestly, um, the spin the wheel, as fun as it is, I think next weekend we are just going to stick to maybe doing one activity or two. Maybe we'll do one activity for like 2 hours and then another activity for 2 hours, something like that. So this way we can actually get some XP, and maybe I'll train my range level for 2 hours and then train my attack for 2 hours, maybe something like that. Get the XP in, you know. But I've also been enjoying the little skilling too, you know. Like I said many times in my videos before, skilling for a certain amount of time I could definitely do. So doing it for 30 minutes is not a problem for me. So I mean, look at my fletching level. We got it from 20 something to 44, because thanks to the rare event weekends that we are currently having in 2004scape. Zorian says, I made myth darts from the bars I got from Shadow Warriors. Let's go, that's smart. I would have sold the mithril bars because even if I had the smithing level, I would be like, oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna sell these mithril bars. I wouldn't have thought of doing that. My mind would go right to GP right away. Because currently I do need it. I do need the GP, guys, right now. I guess we're just passively making the GP here and there when we can. Mithril darts, I would assume you still need feathers, right? Just like you do arrows and stuff. I mean, I know knives, you just need the bar, but for the darts, I think you need feathers and arrow shafts? Or am I wrong? How does that work? Mr. No Sleep Style, 100 hours, one activity? Oh my god. What's that other YouTuber, Pip or something? He just popped out of nowhere, like for me on YouTube. I never heard of the dude, Pip, but he's got some really interesting. He's got an interesting series going on there for 99s. It's crazy, like on one inventory. Like that's very impressive. I'm subscribed to him now because of his the way he plays the game. It just goes to show though how much time he has too, but I mean the videos are paying for it too though for his time. He gets a lot of views. That guy, he gets like over 50K views for his videos. Now I'm not sure if it's in the fine print, but I can't really say. Like I have a good idea what the guy makes with 50K views on his videos because I'm partnered with YouTube too right now. Um, but yeah, 50K views is it's a pretty good amount. Let's just put it that way. And that's if out of those 50,000 viewers, let's say half of them decide to watch the whole video, right? You know, I have a general idea. How much he makes from that video, from a video with 50,000 views. Kind of cool that they can get away with that though, doing like or playing old school RuneScape full time and make money, have an income. I'm also subscribed to Mr. No Sleep as well, but I don't really watch his videos. I feel the one that started it all, though, Nightmare RH for sure. You know, he's one of the OG YouTubers. I watch his videos no matter what. You know, even before his 2004 escape videos that he started making, I was still watching him. You're fortunate enough where right now where you're not working crazy hours, just renovating my house or your house I bought. So, but last year I would have had zero time to play. Oh, you're in real estate. That's really good too. I hear. You know, investing in real estate. Sorry. Yeah, darts are nicer than knives since you get Fletching XP and they make more. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that for next time I have a bunch of iron bars instead of making iron knives. Maybe I look into iron darts instead. I was making iron knives maybe 3 months ago for GP. I made like over 1 mil doing that, which was nice. You do need feathers, okay. Pip is awesome too, yeah. Nightmare RH recent declaw videos were hilarious. I have yet to watch that one, but I also have yet to watch his recent KBD video. I really like his intros, the way he starts them off. He's like, today is gonna be a glorious day, and because of, I don't know, his intros are hilarious. Yeah, we're lucky. We're very fortunate to have guys like him, you know, still around. He's definitely one of the OG YouTubers. A friend is kind of OG as well. I don't know if you guys heard of him, but you know, he was making 10. He was actually one of the first to make 10-hour looting videos, you know, and 1,000 loot from 1,000 videos too. He started YouTube, I want to say in 2010, maybe even 2009. but I could be wrong. I think it could be like 2011. Either way, he's to me a OG as well. You know, he was way before Mr. Sleep, Mr. No Sleep, sorry, and Pip and uh, these other guys, these other YouTubers. You know, I did have a goal to try become big like those guys with, and I almost did. I almost pulled it off with my Ultimate Iron Man series back then, back in when the Ultimate Iron Man mode first came out. We made an account, made a series where we were getting like 10,000 views, 9,000. And my mistake was taking breaks. I would take breaks. I would take like 2 months off, come back, start the series again, begin or continue with the series, and the viewership just dropped. You know, I went from having a steady 10,000, 9,000 views each video. It dropped down to like 7,000, 6,000, then 5,000 eventually. Then it dropped down to 3,000 because of those breaks. That was my mistake. But it's okay. I I'm not in YouTube because of the money or anything like that. I'm in it because it's enjoyable. It's one of my hobbies, being a YouTuber. I may not be a big YouTuber, but I tell you for sure, I'm glad that I joined the 2004scape uh, train, if you will. The hype. The hype was really real for 2004scape when it first came out for the first few months there. It may not as be it may not be as big as it used to be, like the hype, but I mean, it's still a pretty fun game in my opinion. It's also nice where you don't really have to fight over spots. You know, you don't have to worry too much about world hopping, trying to find an empty world. I remember what that was like. Oh man, I could never get to Moss Giants back in free to play. I remember that. As much as I wanted to train on Moss Giants and not skeletons, Moss Giants was just always taken on Crandor. I had to fight skeletons inside Crandor Island instead. Which actually worked out anyways for me because the XP rates were actually a little better, I think. And I was getting Law Rune drops still. I was getting Law Rune drops, I was getting Chaos Rune drops from skeletons and the lesser demons. I would occasionally attack the lesser demon there that was close by. The hardest and most important thing with streaming is staying consistent. Yeah, I remember what was her name again? She no longer plays though, Crabigale. You know, I remember she used to stream 12 hours a day and 10 hours a day, and she was very consistent, and she had the viewership there. You know, she was getting constant 3,000 views every stream. And I do believe it was she played a pretty big role there why 2004 Escape became popular too. You know, especially at the start. You know, she was one of those big streamers at the time. I remember that. Her and Paz actually played a role in my journey. You know, why I joined up. You know, I was following Paz. I was watching his videos on 2004 Escape. I remember thinking to myself, oh man, I don't, it looks fun, but do I really want to grind out another account when I already have my accounts on old school RuneScape? And especially for a game that's not really, you know, well, at the time I thought of it as a private server, and I guess you could still say it's a private server, but preservation project more um, is what it's known for now. And but anyways, to get to my point, I remember questioning whether or not I wanted to make an account, and not only am I glad that I did, but Paz and Crabigale is the ones that played a role there that got me into 2004scape because of Crabigale's streams and also because of Paz videos. Um, yeah, so I wanted in on the fun pretty much is what I'm trying to get at. I quickly learned though that it was going to be a hard time because you couldn't automatically cook your food. You had to right click and use your item and then use it on the fire. I was like, oh man, this is going to be kind of brutal, but I stuck through it. You know, Nightmare RH recent. Oh, I read that one. I read that one. Getting nostalgic for these streamers, laugh loud. Wow, I've been playing this since the beginning. So you joined in on the first day. That's what 2004 Escape is all about though, right? You know? When I first saw Nightmare RH join up, I was like, thought that was the most awesomest thing ever. While everyone was hyped about Mudkip, I mean, believe me, don't get me wrong, Mudkip, he's awesome and everything. I got nothing against him. It's just I'm more of a fan for when it comes to Nightmare RH than Mudkip. Uh, just put it that way, you know. If I saw Nightmare RH in game, and even though he mostly has his public chat off, seeing him in the game, I would get all like fanboyish. I would. But if I saw Mudkip, I'd be like, oh, cool, there's Mudkip, you know. I would right click on him. Oh, cool, Mudkip. You know, I don't get all fanboy on Mudkip at all. Nightmare RH, however, that's a different story. If I seen him in the game, I'd be like, holy shit, you know, it's Nightmare RH. You joined after watching a guy named Spidward. His in-game was Cass. Cooking is still really fast. It didn't take long for me to get 86. Yeah, a lot of players got 99 cooking pretty quickly here in the game, and fire making as well. Um, Smithing even, like in free-to-play worlds, there was already players that had 98 smithing, which is kind of crazy. But they were being fed though, apparently. I think they were being fed. I was bored in the middle of February because it was a blizzard and I was camped inside. I hate going out in the winter. I joined the first week, definitely sometime in February. I joined on February 11th, like I made the account. But I didn't officially start playing on the account until March 2nd of 2025. And I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad I didn't wait until members because I got to experience free-to-play worlds. And that, you just, it was just an awesome time, you know? Everyone starting their accounts, and we were all poor at the time, a lot of us anyways. Maybe a few players weren't so poor, but especially like the clans. But You know, in free-to-play worlds, having 700k cash stack was considered rich. You know, even like 200k, 100k was considered pretty rich in free-to-play. I remember breaking 100k felt like breaking 1 mil in free-to-play worlds for me, anyways. F2P was really fun. Yeah, it was. I don't regret it at all. February was an amazing time. See, I wish I continued. I wish I played throughout February as well. I really do. If I did, guys, oh man, I think I would have hit 100 combat in free-to-play worlds. I had all the time in the world pretty much at that time. Because if you think about it, March 2nd to March 29th, we went from what, 3 combat to 90 plus combat, or 90 combat actually, to be exact. That's crazy. Now think about if I actually continued, or if I actually officially started playing and continued in February instead. I definitely would have been 100 combat before members. And then yeah, I would have been at right now maybe 100, and I actually would already have my 90 plus stats that I wanted actually. What about you guys? What if wait, no, some of you already say you started in February. Actually, I have a good question for free-to-play worlds. There's a couple of you talking about this with me here. What was your guys' biggest struggle? Yeah, let's go with that. What was your guys' biggest struggle in free-to-play worlds? March and April too. F2P is way more nostalgic for me because as a kid, never got members. Alright, I'm gonna have to start. Actually, no, I don't have to start safe spotting the ice giants. I could just go ahead and continue here with without safe spotting. Chaos says the genie owned me level or ha ha ha. I never missed a random event except for the strange plants, guys. That's really the only random event I ever missed in the game was the strange plant. I've always caught my genies and the dwarf and the mystery man, mystery old man. I mean, I've always caught those random events, no problem. Uh, Zorian says, just finding spots for stuff, always getting crashed at Moss Giants. Oh man. Hill Giants was also like full all the time. It seemed you had to get there at an early date, like an early start, or even a late start, like late in the evening, before Hill Giants start to settle down. Alright, I think this is our last kill at Ice Giants here. So you ended up doing stuff that wasn't competitive. I was actually the same way. That's why I was at Skeletons versus Hill Giants. I was at Skeletons because of that reason, that very reason, because Hill Giants was just filled. Oh no, we forgot to bring a teleport. Oh, luckily for us though, we have the glory. Alright, we're gonna spin the wheel again, guys. Let's pull up the wheel once more. Wood cutting. Okay. You know, wood cutting, I will take it. Chillax to some wood cutting for the next 30 minutes and last 30 minutes. Sounds like a plan. I know it's probably not the most exhilarating thing you could watch, but I mean, this will work out for future spin the wheel streams because we do need the logs after all. I'm often wondering if I should just woodcut willow logs, I think. Because after all, that's the highest longbow that I can make. I want to pull up the fletching table quickly just to see what would be the next longbow that we can make. So apparently at 45 fletching we can make mithril arrows. I mean, sorry. But we do need the smithing level though for that. For the mithril arrow tips. The next longbow that we can make would be the maple long, but I don't think the maple longbow exists right now, so it's pretty much willow longbows all the way, guys. I wonder if we should just go ahead and woodcut willow logs. Chaos says it was a struggle to find good spot, but I didn't mind because most people were super cool and no one was really a dick about it. I saw the mystery old man as I was smelting and he cast a teleport, disappeared. Then after I finished smelting, I teleported. You get stuck while smelting, so you can't do anything. That's true too, I forgot about that. You could do the maple longbows. Wait. Are maple longbows in the game? I thought they weren't. Oh, what the heck? Okay. But my woodcutting is only 50. So 55 fletching is maple longbows. So yeah, we'll just go cut willow logs, I guess. Willow trees, I mean. No, I wanted to teleport to Draenor village, not El Kharid. We're actually going to be getting a woodcutting level doing this too. We'll get 51 woodcutting. What do I need for maple trees though? I think I need... for maple trees, I need a woodcutting level. Oh wait, I could already cut them. 45 woodcutting is needed for maple trees. So we already have the requirement for maple logs. We just don't have the requirement for maple longbows or short bows even. I think for the short bow we need 50 fletching. Yeah, 50 fletching is what we need for the maple short bow. As soon as we have that requirement, we'll probably start knocking out maple logs, but you can see that we still need 6 fletching levels. We could probably get that easily if we made arrows instead of like willow longbows like we have been. My favorite spot in FTP is actually red spiders in the barrack sewers. Yeah, that spot is pretty AFKable from what I saw and heard. I did the regular giant spiders in free to play. I'd prepare for moss giants, but if it was full, I'd do spiders. Oh, okay. Yeah, spiders weren't too bad. I actually recommended those monsters to train on in my quick melee guide that I posted on the channel. I think I'm gonna move on to a different spot though. There's like 3 players here cutting willow logs. I think we're gonna go to a different spot. Nothing against these guys, it's just that I feel like 3 players cutting willow logs there is too many. I noticed willow trees behind Sears Village Bank, so that's where I'm gonna go. I do believe there's some willow trees not too far from Catherby Bank as well. You bring a bark, teleport, slowly gather the eggs while you trained. That's actually smart. Then run back again. Just being random right now, guys. You know, wood cutting, I know it's pretty relaxing. You know, but at the same time, it's not really a fun thing that I like to do in the game. I would truly only woodcut if I either see money in it or if I need to get to a certain woodcutting level for. So yeah, like magic trees, I definitely would like to have that unlocked eventually one day.
but it's not entirely a like an important goal right now. I could live without magic trees, honestly, for uh, for a bit or more. But yeah, I would like to get that though eventually. Magic trees. How much do magic logs sell for? I'm assuming they still sell for 1K. That's my guess. Yeah, they're selling for 1K still, magic logs. The angry tree. Everything has pretty much hit its price ceiling at this point. Only a few items that it's even possible to go higher. Only a few items that it's even possible to go higher. Okay. Yeah, sharks are probably definitely the same price. Yeah, 1.1K. Yeah, about the same. We've got a player by iSpec High, which I think I already have on my friends list. I think I have that guy added. If not, I think he did join the channel at one point. iSpec High is buying 10,000 sharks, cooked sharks, for 950 GP. That's 9.5 mil. That's damn. That's a lot of monies right there. Oh, sorry, Zorian, I didn't see your question. How do you how do I plan on training crafting? If I was to get crafting for this stream, I would have cut like I can't remember who it was that gave me the idea to cut my uncuts, but I would have done that. I would have cut my uncut items that I had in the bank, so the sapphires, the emeralds, and rubies that I have, and the diamonds. I would have done that. I also would have went back to hard leather bodies at the crafting guild. I would have done that too. I do have some silver ores that I could, but that would be technically smithing though. I would have to wait until I get the bars made before I even get some crafting XP. But yeah, that's how I would have tackled crafting if we landed on that. Can't think of anything else what I would have done. Maybe I would have done actually would have spun flax into bowstring. I would have done that too. I would have done that for, and I probably would have kept the bowstring as well for fletching later. Either that or I might just sell it. I don't know. Like, okay, so Chaos says like logs usually only go as high as as the bow's elk, for example. That is also true because no one's going to want to buy long maple, not maple, yew longbows for higher than if they can't make profit or break even. There's no sense. Um, so yeah, those are definitely going to be steady uh, in price. Spec High sold his white party hat for like 90 mil to S8. Oh, okay, so that would explain why he's able to afford so much sharks right now at the moment. He's either A, just preparing to go PK full time maybe, or B, yeah, it's gotta be PKing. I don't think it's necessarily for the Calphite Queen release. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some of it would be for that, I don't know. I don't know what combat level I spec high is. I think he's like 90 something combat, I think. I'm curious now. What is his combat level? Hmm. Yeah, he's about 80, 90 combat, it looks like.
Yeah, all these willow logs are going to be nice for fletching later on, so that's the plus thing here. Even though it's not as I know it's like not like the funnest thing to watch, but yeah, see, we already have almost 200 willow logs that we could turn into willow longbows. I think I might do some uh, like flax picking and spinning them into bowstring, I think. I would like to get that extra Fletching XP, to be honest. So for the spin the wheel, I think I already do have Fletching on there though. Yeah, Fletching any. So no crafting. It would have laid under crafting if I got that. If it landed on crafting, we definitely would have spun some flax into bowstring, get some crafting XP so we could use that bowstring later on for fletching. As nice as the bowstring is currently, they're selling for 500 GP. I would much rather have the fletching XP more, I think. I don't know. Slowly kind of getting into fletching, to be honest. Never used to be big into fletching. This rare event definitely definitely played a role in me getting into it. I think it has to do with making your own arrows. I think that's what uh, is currently motivating me to train my fletching level more. Is being able to make mithril arrows one day, or even adamant arrows. But I would also need the smithing level too, though. I'm one level away from being able to make mithril arrows, but I still need 55 smithing. No, that's the thing too. I think the gold ores that I currently have in my bank and the silver ores that I have, I think that could get me to maybe 51 smithing. So I might be able to get 2 smithing levels doing that. Or actually, no, not 2. It would be enough to get me to 50 smithing, though, for sure. Almost 52 wood cutting, though, look at that. Cutting is really fast XP. I got a 100k drop doing my gems last time. 100k XP. Oh, so that's crazy. You must have had a lot of uncuts then in the bank. He absorbed one of the richest players' entire bank. Has set for life now. Oh, iSpec. You're talking about iSpec. Fletching is a big moneymaker. Oh yeah, did a lot of silver for crafting, since at least you could mine iron while you get it. Yeah, the southwest, I think it's the southwest mining location outside of Barak. Pretty much near the Champions Guild, where you can mine like 3 silver rocks at the same time as you mine iron ores. Or yeah, the iron rocks, I mean. I was doing that for a bit. 52 wood cutting though, look at that. 8 more levels until I can cut U-logs, guys. That's actually would also be kind of nice, being able to cut U-logs. For the U longbow, I need a fletching level of 70. So yeah, that would be the fletching level I think I would go for, is 70 fletching. Just so I can make myself a U longbow and then either sell it or high elk it for myself. You had at least 2k sapphires from the Shadow Wars. I recommend going there at some point. I was thinking the same ever since you told me that you killed over 40,000 Shadow Warriors and got, you know, all those herbs and those um, half keys, right? That's what made me think, man, maybe next time when I go back to combat training, that's where I'm going to go. So when I start grinding my attack to 85 here, I think that's where I'm going to go. I'm not too worried about prayer at the moment. I used to be because I was on the front page. I wanted to stay on the front page, but we got knocked off the front page, so there's no point in worrying about it anymore. However, I do want 75 prayer, like I mentioned before. 75 prayer before the Calphite Queen gets released, so we'll eventually have to go back to the baby blue dragons, I think. And spend some hours there. If I had to calculate this, hang on, let me do a quick calculation on how far we are from 75 prayer. Alright, so we are currently 63 hours away from 75 prayer. 63 hours. So if I was to do, with my current schedule, if I was to start this, I say in the next 2 weeks, that's the thing though, with rares being here, it's kind of hard, tricky for me now to even think about training my attack, or even my range level. I think next weekend we're gonna just go stick like to training our attack level, I think. Ah, but that's baby blue dragon, so never mind. That stuff is. I don't think that's going to be too entertaining to watch, to be honest. If I was to stream me killing baby blue dragons. But yeah, we're 63 hours away from 75 prayer, yeah, at baby blue dragons. Once you get U-logs, it's big money. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking once I am able to make U longbows and also flesh them into the actual longbow, that I could sell that and make some GP. Sell the logs or fletching them and elking. They're also great XP. I can't believe that. I mean, I don't know if players are actually buying them right now, but unicorn horns are still going pretty strong from the looks of it. They currently sell for 1.2k. I remember selling them for 500 GP, 400 GP, and thinking that was a lot of money. I can't believe they went up as well in price. What about Marintils? I have a whole stack of Marintils that I can either use towards Herblore or sell. They sell for 100, 120 GP. Kind of what I bought them for. Never mind. Well guys, this looks like it's going to be our last inventory here, and then we'll be at the 30-minute mark. Yeah, Marintils are super cheap. Yeah, that's actually how I leveled up my Herblore the way I did. I didn't really invest in attack potions, making attack potions, because Guam leaves were expensive to me at the time. I think at the time they were like 500 GP, 400, and to me I just couldn't afford that, so. Good games, bro. Take care. You too, Chaos. Good. It was good having you throughout the stream today. You and Zorian and there was another one. Well, in the last bit of the stream, it was just you two guys. Guams are still 5 times more than Marintils, yeah, and horns are pretty fast to get in the wild. Yeah, I did that a few times. I collected unicorn horns on my own and sold them to a couple of times. Added them to my progress vids, I believe, and when I used to make progress vids. But going back to woodcutting though, we collected over 300 willow logs again, so that's nice. That will be ready to go for fletching if we ever land on fletching again for the next stream there. Guys, that's it for the stream. I'm gonna get off here, and like I said, tomorrow we're gonna stream again. We'll probably stream for the same amount of time, 3-4 hours, depending on how we feel there. We might even go for 5-6 hours. We'll see. Definitely between 3 and 6 hours is what we're going to aim for tomorrow's stream. Unfortunately, we didn't get a rare again in our gameplay here, but our game time. But maybe tomorrow will be different. Hopefully, we can get one. We still have 12 or 11 weekends, including this weekend, to go. So we still got some time there. Hopefully, we can grab that rare item, whichever it will be. I have a feeling with my luck, guys, I'm not going to get like a wearable rare item. I have a feeling I'm either going to get stuck with a pumpkin, a Easter egg, or disco returning. One of those things, right? Maybe a Christmas cracker. To be honest, I don't think I would want to chance it with a Christmas cracker. I don't think I would want to chance it, unless of course one of my good friends on my friends list help me out, and we agree, okay, if we get this party hat, we sell it, we go 50-50, right? I'd be willing to do that with a good friend on the friends list here. So keep that in mind, guys. If I get a Christmas cracker, I'd be willing to go 50-50. You know, you help me out, I help you out, kind of thing. You get the party hat, you sell it, whatever you sell it for, you know, go 50-50, right? That sort of thing. Or if I get the party hat, I'll do the same thing. I sell it for certain amount and then I give you the other 50. I'd be willing to do that too if we get the Christmas cracker. Alright guys, you guys take care. Thank you for hanging out today. I will see you all tomorrow. I actually, you know what, hang on, let's catch up on the stream here. Zarian says, good stream, thank you guy. Chaos says, it's very low chance to even get a rare. Garlic is letting you crack on him and he'll give you the hat. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I'll reach out to Garlic then. I don't even think I have him added. There we go. There he is right there. I'll keep that in mind. I calculated 27% if you played 8 hours every single day of the rare weekend for 8 hours. He's already done it once. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, no, I don't think I'll be able to play 8 hours, honestly, even on the weekend. 27% is still kind of... So taking that number, I must be getting like a 10% chance then maybe, right? Okay, but you guys take care. I'll see you all tomorrow.